The piping code itself provides what should be the recommended span of the support. So if you have a long pipeline and you are providing supports, so what is the maximum span between any two supports is recommended by the code. So if you look at the SME B31.1, which is power piping code, it gives you maximum span of the supports. So depending on the pipe size, the spans are defined and they are given for different services. So if you look at this table, you'll find that for different pipe sizes, the maximum spans are given depending on whether it is water service or it is steam or gas or air service. The maximum spans are defined. So this you can take as a guideline to decide how many supports you require over a particular length of a pipeline. And you will observe that it depends on the pipe size. So if, for example, if it is a 4-inch pipeline for water service, you need to have the supports less than 4.3 millimeter span. So this is the maximum span, and the calculations are done to have the stresses because of the self weight of the piping. So this span takes into account only the stresses due to the self weight, that is the weight of the piping and weight of the fluid, that is in this case water. So under the action of these two, if you provide 4.3 meter span, then the bending stresses over that span will remain in control. So that is what this particular thing means. So it gives at the bottom what are the assumptions. Those are done for these spans. So certain allowable stress is assumed and insulation is assumed to be standard and so on. So something maximum sag is assumed. So if your conditions are different than that, then you need to adjust these spans. Those are given. As I said earlier, these are the guidelines to begin your design, and they are to be used as such for that purpose and not as for finalizing the design. So this is the first guideline that we are having. Next, the other guidelines are as follows. The next guideline is to provide the support as close to the concentrated load as possible. So if your pipeline is having heavy loads such as a wall, typically walls are bulky and they are having more load. So provide a support near to the heavier part so that the load will not cause. If it is near to the load, the bending moment effect will be smallest. So that is the idea. So if you have heavy walls or heavy flanges, you provide the support as near to them as possible. In the previous slide, we have seen the span was given for straight pipes. If you are having pipes which are horizontal, but they are having some bend into them, then there is a guideline which says that whatever the recommended support spacing, which was given by the previous table, that needs to be reduced by 25%. So let me explain what it means. So here we are talking about, let's say we are having a pipeline of certain size in which the code recommends a length L for straight pipeline. And if your pipeline is such that you are having a bend into that pipeline, and this is a horizontal pipeline. So we are looking from the top at this pipeline. And if you want to decide how much should be the span for supporting this pipeline, the guideline is that the span between the supports for such pipeline should be 25% less than the L. So the span here should be, so L1 will be equal to 0.75 L, 25% less. And this L1 is to be measured over the uh, developed length. So this L is to be measured as this plus this. So together is the distance L1, which should be smaller than 0.75 L. So we'll take one numerical example which will illustrate this particular case. So that is the second guideline that we have got. The third guideline is to avoid uh, supports very near to or onto the elbows. So that is because the flexibility, these elbows, they have some flexibility and we don't want to disturb the flexibility. So that is to maintain the flexibility at bends. So for this reason, it is recommended that you don't provide supports very near to the bends or onto the bends itself. These guidelines are for horizontal pipelines. So pipelines where the gravity is causing bending of the pipeline. So for horizontal pipeline, these guidelines are there. They are not there for the vertical pipelines. So for vertical pipelines, the guideline is that the support should be above the center of gravity of vertical leg. So if you are having a pipeline, let's say it's a vertical pipeline, and let's say there is some heavy weight which is provided. So if this is your pipeline, and because of this weight, the CG will be shifted somewhere to this point. So this is center of gravity of the pipeline. Then it is recommended that you provide a support which is above the center of gravity. That is in order to get the make the pipeline more stable. So if your center of gravity is below the support point, you will get more stable pipeline. That is the idea behind this guideline. And lastly, we don't want to have a special structure created just to support a pipeline at a particular location. So you provide preferably the supports by taking into account the surrounding steel structures which are there from which you can mount your supports. So that is the reason why you need to have the structural steel structure drawings to be available to you while you are doing the calculations. Now let's illustrate this particular guidelines with respect to an example. So consider a pipeline which is moving from point A to point E. So these are let's assume that A and E are two vessels through which a pipeline is moving. So we are having first a wall, A, B, C, D is the pipeline, and A, B, C, that is the horizontal plane. So CD is the vertical leg of the pipeline and others are the horizontal legs. And let's say we want to provide three supports on the horizontal leg of this pipeline, and these supports are H1, H2, H3. We have been given the pipe size and we have to determine where to provide the supports. So we need to provide the supports. We need to locate the supports on this horizontal part of this particular pipeline. Now, if you look at the guidelines, the first guideline states that the support should be as close to the concentrated loads such as walls or flanges. So we need to, that gives us idea as to where to provide this support H1. So there is a wall which is coming here. So typically it's 500 MB is a big pipeline. So this wall weight will be considerable. So we need to provide this H1 very close to the first support. So the H1 support can be provided here. So this could be maybe uh, zero point 0.5 meters away from the wall end to provide the distance away from the weld joint so that you don't uh, obstruct the weld for the NDT purpose. So we are providing half meter away from this wall joint location for H1. Now having located H1, we have to locate H2. So as you can see here, this particular pipeline is horizontal and it is having a bend. So it's not a straight pipeline. So over this span, we have seen that we have to give the distance between the two supports as 25% less than that would be required for a horizontal span of 500 NB pipeline. So we have to refer to the 500 NB for 500 NB pipeline. What is the straight pipeline span? Take 25% of that, and there so in this case, our pipeline is 500 NB. So 500 NB is corresponding to 20 inches. So we have to just divide by 25. That will give us the inch size. So our pipeline is 20 inches, and assuming that this is a water service, we will provide a maximum span for a straight pipeline of 9.1 meters. So the straight span is given as 9.1 meters. That means from H1 to H2 we require a distance of 9.1 meters. So we need to have 75% of 9.1 meters. So it is 6.8 meters. So we require from H1 to H2 the distance should be 0.75 times 9.1 meter. So 9.1 is for the straight pipeline. So that comes out to be 6.8 meter. So maximum 6.8 meter you can give across this developed length. So which means that out of this 4 meters, 0.5 meter is already gone. The further is so 6.8 minus 3.5. So this distance becomes 3.3 meters. So this distance is 3.5 meters. So the remaining distance 6.8 meter need to be provided between the point B and H2. So the H2 should be 3.3 meter away from B, and from H1 to H2 we need to provide the distance which is 9.1, which is recommended. So let's say if you provide 9.1 meters, you will have this total distance as 12.4 meters. So we'll have total distance as 12.4 meters, which is away from the point C. So even if you consider elbow here, this particular joint will be away from this point C. That is a one of the guideline is that this particular H3 should not be too close to the bends or to the elbows. So as we can see here, H1, H2, H3, all three of them are sufficiently away from the bends. If suppose this 14 meters would have been 12 meters, for example, in that case we cannot provide this as 9.1 meter. So in that case we have to reduce that 9 meter, because that is 9.1 is a maximum span for this pipeline. You can always provide smaller than that. So we have to keep it smaller and sufficiently away from the elbow. So that is how the support locations can be done. If at all we have to provide the support for the vertical leg, which is not asked in this problem, we have to, and assuming there are no attachment to this pipeline, we have to provide above center of this pipeline. So somewhere above the center of pipeline, you will have to provide the support if the question asks for vertical support for the vertical leg, that is a leg CD of the pipeline. So in this case that is not asked, so we don't have to do that particular calculation. So this will give you idea as to how do we proceed with the finding location of the supports. So having found location of the supports, the next step would be to calculate thermal movements and then reactions. So for calculating the thermal movements for a three-dimensional pipeline and also to calculate the reactions, one would typically require a software. It can be done by hand, but that will be too tedious and elaborate calculations. So we are not doing that, but you have to understand that after this, once you have located the supports, you have to calculate at each of the support, that is H1, H2 and H3. At this location, if the thermal temperature of this pipeline is given and the displacement at the vessel points are given, we can calculate what is the movement at H1, H2 and H3. So the type of support that you are providing should be able to either allow that movement, or if it is of flexible type, then it should be able to provide sufficient reaction in the presence of this particular movement.